To the young lady who dropped her daughter off at my friend's house yesterday, you need your ass beat and we gonna jump you. So you dropped your daughter off and you didn't talk to any of the adults present. You didn't know if anybody had plans. You went off of the strength that your daughter sent an Instagram message to another little girl and said, hey, I'm going to come over your house. The little girl said, okay. And then you proceeded to drop her off. You didn't talk to anybody. You just pulled up, let the little girl get out, and you drove off. As the kids are playing outside, the little girls go to your daughter and say, hey, we have plans, so we're getting ready to go soon. You should call your people to come pick you up. The little girl goes, okay. Pretends like she calls you, doesn't call you. Or maybe she does, I don't know. But you never came. So when everybody goes inside, because it's getting dark outside now, it's time for the kids to come in the house, your daughter sits outside and nobody knew she was out there. It's time for us to leave. We open the door and she's still sitting there. So we're like, who is this little girl? Where is she from? Who is her people? The kids are like, her mom just drops her off over here all the time and we don't know. She has family that lives nearby. I don't know. So the kids don't know. The adults don't know. But one thing for sure, we're not going to leave a kid outside by herself at nighttime. So we invited her in. She comes inside. She sits on the couch. Did your daughter eat? Did you feed her? Because we didn't. We didn't know if she had any allergies. We didn't know if you fed her. We didn't know that she was there. So she comes inside and she sits, and we try to give her a phone to call you, and she puts in her number with the area code of 252. We don't get a reply from that phone number for hours. And when we do get a reply, the reply is, who is this? We tell her, hey, the number that you texted replied. It said, who is this? She looks at it and goes, that's not the right number. Then she puts in another number with a different area code. And we still don't get a response. You did not acknowledge your daughter's well-being until well after 1 o'clock in the morning. You dropped her off at 5-ish, 5:30. Then you text or call and say, well, you were under the impression that it was okay. Who told you that was okay? Well, I've been drinking, so I'm just trying to figure out if she could stay there tonight because I can't drive. Girl, we're gonna beat you up.
What in the world? This knob really thought it was okay to drop off her child without speaking to a single adult, leave, and then go off drinking? And then she has the audacity to ask if her daughter can stay the night because she can't drive? That's peak irresponsibility right there. It's one thing to trust kids to make plans, but reading them completely unattended? Unbelievable. You'd think a little parental instinct would have kicked in.
Ready for work? To work a 12-hour shift. I'm a registered nurse, and I've been a registered nurse for about almost 17 years. Anyways, here are things that I don't care about as a nurse. I do not care if I have my designated seat on the unit. There are nurses that will literally get there early and they will go write their name on a sticky note and paste it on their computer and bring in their little pin bag, their clipboard, their fan, and have like a full-on setup. And they're very, very territorial about where they sit. I don't care. I will sit wherever there's an open seat. I don't care if I have the hardest assignment on the unit. Most of the time, things should be staffed by acuity, but they are not always. And so sometimes you will have a lot of patients that are heavy, a heavy load versus another nurse if it's in a blocked room. The unit I work on, we work in blocks, and so it's not staffed by acuity. So sometimes you'll have 3 isolation patients, 3 total care patients or whatever, and then another nurse might have 3 walkie-talkies. It's fine. I don't care. I'll get through it. I do not care if you float me. If you need to float me, that's fine. Even if I floated the shift before, if you need to float me, float me. My day's gonna go either way, how it's gonna go. I'm not gonna get all worked up about who was floated last, who needs to float this time. This is my unit, I'm core staff, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Float me. I don't care if I get breaks. I usually take multiple breaks throughout the day. I like to eat constantly throughout the day. And so I bring a lot of little snacks. So if I have 5 to 10 minutes, I'll go put something in my mouth, take a 5 to 10 minute break and get back to it. I don't care if I get my allotted 30-minute lunch. You know, it doesn't matter to me. It's like I just kind of work throughout the day as I can, and I try to take the best care of my patients while making sure I'm, you know, fed and watered. But I don't care if I get like a solid 30-minute break. I really don't care who I work with. It doesn't matter. I floated for 6 years as a registered nurse, and so I was used to working with a lot of different dynamics. So if I'm not working with like my best friends or people that I like, I don't really care. I kind of stick to myself. I do my work, I take care of my patients, and I go home. We're not there to socialize, we're there to work. I don't care about getting a fully detailed report. Most of the time, the stuff you get in report is, you know, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the patient. Unless the patient is like having critical values or something really big happened, just tell me the basics. I'll figure the rest out. I'll read the chart. I don't need some full, lengthy, detailed report. I don't care about having a perfectly curated report sheet. Highlighted numbers, you know, my meds all wrote down, you know, different color coded. You know, there are nurses that come and they like spend a full hour of their morning like making a detailed report sheet. I don't care about all that. I refer to the chart for most everything, and I don't spend a lot of time writing a bunch of stuff down. I don't care if I work 2 to 3 consecutive days in a row and I don't get my same patients back. Would it be ideal? Yes, it would, but it's okay. If you change up my report, if you change up my assignment, I don't care. Like I said, my day's gonna go how it's gonna go. I'll get through it. I don't care if I get a student or an extern. I don't mind teaching. We all started somewhere, and I used to hate when I would go to work and I would get placed when I was in school, and I would get placed with nurses that were mean. Like they would say, okay, you're gonna be with this nurse today, and she would literally look at you like, what the hell are you with me for? Like, I don't want to deal with you. That's not fair to them. Like, we all have to learn. If we don't train new nurses, we're not gonna have new nurses, right? So if a student comes to the unit or an extern or a preceptee, I will gladly welcome them. That's all I can think of right now, but most of the time I'm pretty easygoing at work, and I just try to get through the shift and have the best day I can. So let's hope for a good one today.
Here's someone who's all about efficiency, perspective, and patient care. They're not fazed by seating preferences, shifts, or assignments. Just give them the basics and they'll handle the rest. No micromanagement needed. And they're all about helping the next generation of nurses, welcoming students and interns without the ego. It's refreshing to see a nurse who focuses on the bigger picture and stays adaptable. That's a pro right there.
Excuse me? I just thought you looked spectacular. You look amazing today.
You are an oaf. I bet you say the F word more than you read.
Thank
Am I
you.
right?
That's very nice of you.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Persia.
Persia?
Yeah.
You're not from anywhere north of the equator, are you?
I think it's north. Yeah. You know
Not
Shomal?
much north.
Yeah, where are you from?
Not Persia.
Let me guess. Ireland. You look Irish.
No.
No? Where are you
No.
from?
Why?
No, they're just...
You're rather rude.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
What is your name?
Kamran.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you in Persia?
Well, I was born here.
You were born here.
Yeah.
In the United States.
Yes.
And you're from Persia.
Oh, you're from the United Kingdom. I hear your
You're
accent.
you're from Persia?
My family is. Yeah.
Your family.
Yeah.
So what, were you a first generation
Exactly.
immigrant?
Yep.
Where were you born? What's
San Diego.
You were?
Yeah.
Why did your family come here?
To escape the revolution.
What revolution?
There was a war in Iran and Iraq back in the 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you hear about it?
How come?
It was just, I think it had to do with oil. I'm not quite sure, but
You mean crude oil?
something like that.
What kind of what?
You ever heard of the Shah? The
Yes, I've heard of this.
Yeah. So when they got rid of him, a lot of people left the country.
Who is they?
I don't know. That's a good
People
question.
left the country because what? They were starving?
Most
Yes?
likely, yeah. I mean, bombs. There was war going on.
There's war everywhere.
What
Why
about
didn't
you?
you just stay there?
Well, I
Why
was
did your
born
parents-
here.
What? You were born
Here, yeah.
And what do you do here?
I work in social media consulting.
Social media consultant.
Yeah.
Sounds boring.
What do you do?
I'm between work right now.
Okay. Like what kind of work?
Well, I was working for an environmental.
Okay. How you like that or?
No, I hate it.
Okay. What?
Stupid and abusive and does not pay.
Well, what do you enjoy?
What do I enjoy?
Yeah. If you could have any job in the world.
museum curator.
Oh, I could see that. I
Yes,
could see
I
that.
hate people.
You have a
Yes.
vibe
I
for
love
that. Yeah.
artwork and I hate people. Yes, museum curator.
Well, so you don't want to deal with people. You just want to deal
No,
with the
I
artwork.
just want to look at masters
Okay.
all day long.
That's crazy. How you don't like people because you're very well spoken.
I think most people are very stupid and very shallow and very selfish.
But do you believe that there's good people in the world?
Yeah, there are good people.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Well, thank you for the
Wow, this conversation really zigzags. It starts with a compliment and ends up diving into assumptions, a mini history lesson, and bold opinions on art, work, and humanity. The vibe goes from friendly to borderline snarky so fast, it's almost whiplash. You could pet the tension with a knife, but you know what? Props to them both for keeping it entertaining.